This is Wake the F Up podcast.
F is for fabulous.
I'm Andy Dooley.
And I'm Kat Torres. Wake the F Up is all about celebrating the great drama of life, the beauty and the brutality. And
tapping into your true divinity, your creativity, because you are the universe pretending to be human.
It's fabulous. The whole idea is to get free, right?
Yes, we are here, Wake the F Up podcast with Dooley and Dawes. Woo!
F is for fabulous.
Thank you for being fabulous and showing up and listening, whether you're live or on the recording. We really appreciate it. And we've got a juicy topic today, manifesting mistakes to avoid.
Mistakes. But wait, there's more. If you wait for long enough, you can have 5 mistake knives if you're in your manifestation hot pot. You know, manifestation mistakes are very, very, very common. In fact, I would say that people are mismanifesting all day long.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to talk about it today, because there's so much information out there. And one best-selling author says, do it this way. Another teacher, speaker, podcaster says, do it this way. And we got to talk about what are the best ways to incorporate a practice for manifestation, and mistakes that we all make, that I make, Kat makes. And what we want to do, because we're so excited about this podcast, is right here at the top, we're going to do some that's rights, get the energy flowing back and forth. And we're going to help you set the intention that you're going to have a breakthrough. Right. This is just what you need. You're going to have more clarity when you're done listening or watching. And so, Kat, let's do some that's rights back and forth.
Bring it. What you got, Doolster?
Okay, that's right. On this episode, you guys are going to have a breakthrough.
That's right. Just think to yourself that this is the beginning of a new you.
That's right. This new you is emerging, and you're going to have more clarity and confidence going forward.
That's right. And breakthroughs are easy, and they look good on you in particular.
That's right. I love wearing my new breakthroughs and understanding that manifestation really is easy and fun.
That's right. Breakthroughs are fabulous, and they are, in fact, the normal step forwards. Let's go.
That's right. I am ready for a breakthrough. I can feel it. Can you feel it as you're listening? You can just feel into something's going to click. I'm going to hear the right thing. I'm ready for a breakthrough.
That's right. Say goodbye to who you used to be. You've got to break up with your old self to step into the new you. Let's go.
That's right. All right. That was enough just to get the energy flowing.
It was.
I would like to start off with one of the mistakes that I've made, and I can still slip into this mistake. You know, I'm not a perfect example yet. I still have my challenges. And that is a long time ago when I first got into personal development. I remember going to all the Tony Robbins seminars and take massive action and, you know, just be a fire-breathing dragon. And I remember trying so hard, taking it so seriously, trying so hard to do my affirmations, to say my morning questions, to visualize everything I wanted. And then I'd slip up and I wouldn't visualize, and a few days would go by, and then I'd beat myself up, and I was just taking my whole personal development, manifesting, being successful way too seriously.
Oh, the seriosity. It's a killer. Can't be too serious about it, you know, because really life is actually a cosmic joke. So I hear you on that, Andy. And you know what? The thing is about us real passionate manifestors is that we really want to create great things. You want to create something exceptional. You have a dream, you have a talent, you have a capacity, something that's loaded inside of you. Basically, it's like a soul signature flower that is literally yours, that needs to bloom in this life. But the ache to make it happen is really one of the things that makes us so damn serious about it. And so it's a really great point that you made, I feel, to get off on just a really intense foot with where mismanifestation happens every day of the week, is that the seriosity is an absolute killer, you know? And so let's acknowledge the that seriousness, even though you can feel like, oh, that's a correct adult vibration for me to be in, that real manifestation, really like harnessing the energies of the universe feels more like play than it does seriosity or even discipline. Like there is an ease and flow that you must tap into, being the energy of the answer. And so, yeah, it's a really good one. You know, another really big mistake that people make in manifestation is that they talk a lot about what they don't want. Or they talk a lot about why they want what they want, which is really talking more about what they don't want than what they do want. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
That makes sense. And when I'm with my clients one-on-one or in the Manifestors Cafe, that does come up often is you ask people what they want, and it's funny. They start talking about what they don't want. And that's okay because, here's what you don't want. Okay, now tell me what you do want so you can go to the opposite of it.
Yeah. You know, I just want to give an example on that quickly because, like, let's use the example of money for a minute. Like, when you start to think to yourself, like, you know, and let's just say I'm going to be two people right now. I'm going to try and affirm what I want, right? Now, this is what people do, and I'm sure this is what's happening in the Manifestors Cafe and your one-on-ones, Andy, is that people say, I really want to have more money because more money feels like abundance. Because God knows I hate not having cash, and I'm so sick of not being able to pay for my friends' meals, and I just really want to have more money because, like, this feeling of not having enough I'm just so done with it. And so, you know, people start like with a sentence or two of affirming what they think they want, but then they get really good at describing lack. And this is a game changer when you actually catch yourself out doing this and you realize, oh my goodness, I'm actually got a master's degree in lack as opposed to the master's degree in speaking from abundance. Then it's a game changer. So let me give you a quick little example. Like a better conversation is, I like the feeling of abundance. It feels so wonderful to have overflow. It's really delicious to be able to pay for my friends' meals. And I like that feeling that the freedom comes when there's lots of money in the bank. Having money feels like expansion. Having money feels like fun. It puts a smile on my dial and it makes me want to strut. Like, actually, I suit having more money. Having abundance just feels really good. Now, that's an affirmative stream of language. It's very different to talking about why you want more money. I want more money because I'm so done with this shit feeling of not having money. Like there's a distinct difference, and it's so important that we understand this.
Yeah, that's called split energy. In the same sentence, you talked about what you want, and then you put a comma, and then you talked about what you don't want, and so your point of attraction stays the same. And yeah, I have experienced that in my one-on-ones as well. I know you too. Another thing about being serious about the whole, I got to get it right, I got to visualize right, I got to say the right affirmation, I got to tell the right story. What we want to remove that word serious, and I've learned to replace it with the word focus. I want to be more focused on feeling good. I want to be more focused and playful with my creative energy. And when you replace seriousness, like you call it seriosity, it's a disease, and you replace it with playfulness and focus and flow, it just feels so much better. I want to be focused and get things done. That's nothing wrong with that. I want to be focused and feel my way into this new being, this new story.
Exactly. We're all very aware of the five senses that we have, and even to a degree, people would understand that we have a sixth sense. And your sixth sense is that you see dead people, But then, I don't know if you know this, Andy, there is in fact a seventh sense. And your seventh sense is your sense of humor. And if you've got it, you're laughing. I know, right? Because with the energy, and there's a Taoism character that depicts this, that teaches this in the most delicious way. His name's the monkey. He's very serious about his humor because it comes from this little story where laughter actually becomes an endangered frequency. That laughter becomes sort of taboo, and it all starts when someone tells a bad joke, actually, and there's a ripple effect of like just a non-funniness sweeping over the land. And if you can imagine, right, imagine not too deeply though, but imagine if laughter actually became an endangered frequency or just a rumor, where there is this myth of like when humans used to feel laughter or something humorous, that they would do this thing, ha, 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 ha. And it's like almost was considered a disease, and so they stopped it. And when you think about like the fact that an energy like play and humor and laughter could become an endangered frequency, you start to think to yourself, well, it's really important that we become instrumentalities for this energy, and that we allow laughter and playfulness to continue to live through us. Because as the world gets more and more serious out there, and let's be honest, the mediocrity isn't helping with their lovely fear campaigns and the things that are constantly coming at us through news feeds and magazines and TVs, and there's like this relentless conversation about not enough and how we're running out of time and that humans are fucked in the head. It's really quite outrageous how seriosity has become far more popular than play. And so it's up to you and me, Andy, to bring laughter back. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, laughter and play. What did one ocean say to the other?
I'm already laughing. I don't know.
Nothing. They just waved. It's horrible. Okay, we're laughing. I love the monkey. I love the whole nowism piece, the nowism piece, and that's a character in your game of nowism. The monkey holds the key. And, so right now I'm challenging the audience, the listener, can you start being more playful and fun? Mm-hmm. This is a key that'll set you free from seriosity.
It is. Make it a rule. Make it a rule in your life that if it's not playful and if it doesn't feel like flow, that you are in fact actually potentially not on the right track. Like, let it light you up. Let life light you up. Look for the play in between the moments. Even in like really shit moments, we can still play. My mother at the moment is super unwell, and somehow, even in the middle of the night when we're doing little bathroom trips and she has a lot of trouble walking and I'm helping her, we still manage to have like the most belly laughter moments, and it's such a medicine for the soul. Like she gets up and she'll let out a little fart and she says, "Oh, I'm backfiring again. Oh no." And I just we just laugh our heads up. It's so funny. And there is like, I feel like the seventh sense, being a sense of humor, is something that is very underrated as a superhero power, especially when it comes to manifesting. The seriosity tightens the field, and when the field gets too tight, and it's like there's a grit in the air, like the universe hasn't got much to work with. We have to allow space and ease and flow and freedom and grace. And when we can, like, there's something about laughter that puts you deeply into the present moment. Like if you're having a laugh, you're actually laughing right here, right now. Like it's one of the most present moment phenomenon that happens through us, and I think that there is a great secret to be unlocked here. And, for all the serious manifestors out there, I'd be more serious about being funny if I were you.
I love that. Be more serious about being funny, being playful. I love that the seventh sense, that's so brilliant, Kat. Like, I remember hearing that before, but now when you bring that back, the seventh sense is a sense of humor. It's so brilliant. That's why I do comedy out there. That's why this weekend I'm going to actually be doing some jokes at a small gathering, and finding the funny, finding the joy, turning something negative into a positive. I love that your mom is saying, I'm backfiring again. It's brilliant. Like, yes.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times. Okay, another mistake that we all make, myself included, is other people. We can get so upset about other people and getting on the bitch train about other people and wanting other people to behave a certain way or be a certain way, act a certain way. And then we're saying, I need you to be different so I can feel better. I need you to change your thoughts, your behaviors, your actions, so I can feel better. Now we're trying to control the uncontrollable. And now our energy and focus is going on trying to change the circumstances instead of changing our reaction. So I'm sure you listening live or on the recording, you've got some people in your life that push your buttons, that trigger you, and you're trying to want to change them. And this is where it's like, focus on you. Yes. Focus on you, not other people.
So good. I cut out for a minute there, Andy, but I love that you're really bringing to focus like this whole like what other people think. And I don't know about you, Andy, but in my one-on-ones and in the game of Nowism, one of the greatest obstacles of all time with joy and manifestation and just being a deliberate creator is getting so distracted and caring so much about what other people think, or getting too interested in making their reactions something that's more palatable for you. And, you know, again, we have a character for that in Nowism. I have a twerking rat. I don't know if I've ever showed you the twerking rat.
I would love to see it.
Yes, let me see if I can find. Actually, I've got the cards here. You know, like, so the idea of the twerking rat is you got to be a bit more radical. You know, you got to start not giving an actual rat's ass what other people think. And so we have this moment where we close our eyes, and this is for those moments when you know that you're just caring far too much what other people think, and you got to just allow from the center of your consciousness come a little rat wearing fishnets. And
yeah, and you mentioned it in one of the other podcasts.
I did, didn't I? Yeah, and I was just doing screen share then, but it wouldn't let me, so I'm going to give you the actual card. But there's the radical.
Okay.
And that is the twerking rat is here to take your consciousness out of seriosity and back into the present moment where you don't actually give a rat's ass what other people think. Because you know what? It's the one energy that holds us back so bad, is like trying to rearrange the furniture of other people so that we feel better, you know, and it is we use so much energy up trying to care about what other people think.
We do. And so right now, I want to give everybody listening permission to not give a rat's ass what other people are thinking. If you change your job, your career, if you change your look, you change your whatever, if you go for your dreams and you're worried about what other people think, this is like, let's not give a rat's ass what other people think. Let's give ourselves permission. Let's step into that. I don't care what anybody thinks. My happiness, me following my path and failing and succeeding and trying something new is the secret to my success and happiness. I've got to walk my path. And what other people are thinking or going to say, who cares? Because they're not living your life. They're not you.
Yeah, you know what? And the truth of the matter is that most people don't really care what you're doing or thinking. Like we actually hemorrhage so much energy towards like wondering what other people think of us. It's like they don't have time, mate. Everyone's busy banging around in their own little lives trying to work it out. And the truth is we're all making it up as we go along. So this whole sort of fabrication of like, you know, that other people, you know, are so invested in and are watching or caring, or, you know, like it's such a, the sooner that we release this one from our nervous system, the sooner we are free, actually. And this is what, if you speak to any great visionary or any great entrepreneurial person, someone who's created great things, at some point they had to literally induce the rat and not give a rat's ass what other people think. Because how many times do people talk you out of your greatness? They, you know, there is just no point in investing there. And so let's all release ourselves from the shackles of the myth of what other people think, and just let everybody off the hook and get moving, mate. There's too much to do. There's too much fun to have. There's too much adventure and excitement that's calling you forward. And let's let ourselves and everybody else off the hook. Throw away your rule book on how everybody's supposed to be and do, and let everybody off the hook, and you focus on you and what brings you happiness, what lights you up. That's what I want to challenge you right now if you're listening. What lights you up? Yes. What are you holding back from? Where's the fear coming from around other people? This is a manifesting mistake of
playing small, staying in your comfort zone. I don't want to rock the boat. And I want to challenge you to like rock the boat and or burn the boats, as you know the old saying goes, burn the boats and take the island. Come on, this is your life.
Yes, it is. No, another one of the big mistakes in manifestation, Andy, is trying to work out how the universe is going to bring it together. Now, I know our beloved brother and Mike Dooley is the king of the cursed house. He teaches that so well, and there really is a blockage that pops up when we, like, you're putting it out there. You've just done one of Andy Dooley's most epic visualizations, and you're in the zone. You're feeling the energy. The vibe is high. You start to see the pictures of you sipping your pina coladas on the beach with your beloved, and the bank is full. The project is blooming. You're on fire. You're in this total rehearsal of the best case scenario, and then when you come out of that vision state, you start to think to yourself, yes, but how am I going to get from here to there? How am I going to find the resources? How am I going to get connected? How am I possibly going to get evicted from this shitstorm of limitation? How? And then, boom, you've cancelled out the momentum in a beautiful direction. And the cursed hows are one of the things that really holds people back. Again, it's the adult mind. It's the adult mind thinking, oh, I've got to do my due diligence and try and work it out. No, you don't. That's not your gig. It's not your gig. If you are here watching Wake the F Up with Dooley and Dawes, that means that you know that you're a little bit magical. You know that there's a little bit of a pilot light of the divine loaded and coded inside of you. So your job is to actually unlock your magic and allow the great collaboration with the divine. Don't try and take care of the universe's side of this work. No, get out of the way. You're the dreamer, you're the mover and shaker, you're the choice maker, but the universe will shuffle the people, the places, and the spaces into alignment so long as you sustain and maintain that broadcast without messing it up with the cursed house.
Yeah. I can give you a story, an example of bypassing the hows, and I was inspired into action to generate income. And so I love designing and creating. You know, if you know my story from the past, my mother and brother and I, we started a t-shirt company, and I was designing the t-shirts, and my mother and brother were selling and marketing, and we had a t-shirt business in Orlando, Florida. And, you know, we turned it into $1 million business. It was super exciting and fun. We used all the metaphysics and manifestation techniques, as well as taking action. You know, you do have to get out there and sell. And so now fast forward years later, I'm in Colorado, and I know about online product sales, and, you know, print on demand industries gotten better and better and better, and Shopify. And one day, so I've been putting out to the universe, I want to manifest more money. I want to manifest more fun. I want to design. I want to create more artwork. So I'm putting that out to the universe. I don't know how I'm going to generate more money and how I'm going to start selling my artwork again. Am I going to do trade shows? Am I going to sell them at, ecstatic dance events? I don't know. I'm letting go of the how, but I see and feel myself designing and creating art and selling it and having fun. And so sure enough, one day I'm watching videos on YouTube, and a video popped up that said, you know, new print on demand techniques for making money online. And I just felt this, like, check that out. I watched this video and it blew my mind. And I was like, this is it. Then I watched another video. Then I watched another video. And I'm like, I can set up a Shopify store. I'm tech savvy enough. You don't need to be that great. And once I dove in and learned, you know, how to put my designs online, how to set up a store, immediately I started selling my coffee mugs and t-shirts and hoodies, and all of a sudden, like, orders are coming in every day. And I'm like, this is insane. This is amazing. Wow. And that was all from me having the vision and the vibe, and then letting go of how it's going to show up. The universe delivered the how. I jumped on it. I took action. And, you know, I've generated tens of thousands of dollars with my Shopify store. Yeah. Here's the coffee mug. It says, I manifested so hard I pulled a chakra.
That's
It's
rad.
so good.
That's such a
Yes.
great. It's a great one-liner, man. I love it. I love that one.
Yeah, it's so
I love
good.
the ease and flow of that magic. The magic of just being playful. The magic of the humor. The magic of actually following an intuition, and then how the universe supports that and puts the pieces in place. Which then and that's all because you became the right condition to bring it. And this is I love how much better and better and better you're getting at that, Andy. You're so like masterful with your, especially with products and stuff. Like you're following an intuition, you're following an energy, and it's like it's fun. You're having a good time doing it. I think that's one of the keys here.
Yes. Thank you. So if you go to andydooley.com, I just got to give you a self plug here. If you want to get some cool coffee mugs or hoodies with spiritual quotes or sayings, that's where you can find that. And the other big mistake that I've made, and I'm sure everybody listening can relate, is impatience. That hurry up, where is it? Why is it taking so long? What do I need to do? And then we start overthinking it and then judging ourselves and criticizing ourselves because we just don't have the patience. We're not trusting that we've asked and it's been given, and we feel like we've got to get in there and micromanage the universe and other people. And so, in the game of Nowism, is there some tools or techniques about being impatient?
Yeah, like this is really the taking score too soon, isn't it? And so one of the contemplations I give the players in the game of Nowism is to look at the magical process of a seed. So when the seed is in the dirt, and it's germinating, it's in darkness, and it sure looks like nothing's happening for a little minute there, but there is a process that is so cosmic, actually, when you really start to think about it, that is taking place. The seed needs the darkness, and then it needs the moisture from the soil and all the other nutrients. And over time, when the right conditions are met, the seed will, in fact, sprout and create roots, and that little sprout will start to make its way towards the light. Now, as a person who plays in the garden, or for a farmer, or anyone who likes to grow food or whatever, that when you put the seeds in the soil, to not like dig into the soil and go and have a quick look at the seed and see how it's going. I need to have a little look and see if the seed's sprouting yet. Like, you're going to interrupt the momentum of nature by disturbing that beautiful seed and its entire cosmic process that's taking place under the soil. The same goes with your manifestations. If you're in a powerful visualization, and if you are in a process of actually tilling the soil and planting a seed, and you're in the affirmative conversation, you're doing the victory walks, you're doing the journaling, you're doing the Andy Dooley visualizations, you're sitting in the meditations, you're doing all of the things. Your job right now is to know that there is something fabulously brilliant that's germinating. But what you do not want to do is interrupt the process right now by taking score too soon with your doubt, with your fear, with your worry, with your analysis paralysis of the cursed house. Your job is to stay out of the way and to continue to actually be the rain and the sunshine and the pollination and all of the things that nature needs in order for this seed to sprout. So often we take score too soon, and it is one of the it's sneaky, isn't it? Because you feel like impatience is taking over, and I don't have time to hang around and wait for this thing to manifest. But if you knew that you were only 2 inches from gold, if you knew how close you were, and that your job was to just continue to be in a flow of momentum, which is, by the way, sponsored by the energy known as trust, then you would just, you'd allow that momentum to continue, and then eventually you're going to flower into something far more exceptional than even the seed that you planted. But so often, Andy, we just don't trust the process of manifestation. We're looking for more physical feedback. And this is a magical technique that we're talking about. I call it magical. It's really not. It's like spiritual mathematics, really. It's very exact. But the problem with it is the process is mostly invisible. And for us that are in the sensorium of the five senses, we're looking for the feedback and we take score too soon. So I want to encourage our listeners to create a better relationship with the energy of trust. Create a better opening in your heart to allow divine timing. You know, Andy and I often, whenever we're having a chat, we talk about divine timing. You know, we talk about that a lot because we must trust that the seeds that have been planted and all the pieces for the manifestation are being arranged in the universe. Like, you just don't want to interrupt that. There is a divine timing. You've got to trust that. You've got to be in harmony with that. And the only way you can do that really is if you have a daily practice around that, you know, or else impatience will take over.
Yeah, Kat, you're so right. The daily practice, it's something I really stress for my clients in the cafe, and creating a daily feel-good rituals. And like, I love the metaphor of pulling up the seed too soon and saying, why aren't you growing? Hurry up and grow. Hurry up and give me fruit. And right now we can feel like let's just do a little feeling into it's there. I'm on the path to it. It's coming together. I'm feeling the divine guidance coming through me. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm trusting this unfolding. I'm feeling more patient. I'm feeling more at ease. It's all coming together for me. I love this journey. Take it one day at a time, one step at a time. I'm feeling this energy loving me, guiding me, supporting me. It is done, and I'm on my way to it. I can relax and enjoy the meantime.
Yes, which is not so mean. You know, Andy, there's a little process I can offer, or at least a little journaling technique, like, because a lot of the time when we are learning this language, and it is learning a language, like trust is a language, abundance is a language, ease is a language, you know, and so as we're learning a language, and if you are in the journal, which I really recommend, everybody should be jotting some things down. But when you do those one-liners, like what Andy was saying then, you know, like, you know, that I am on my way. If you write that out in a notebook, like, I am on my way, and then in order to really invest in that statement, I recommend that everybody then say the few words, which feels like, and then you put the energy of how it feels if it was true, that if you knew that you were on your way, how would that feel? You know, what's another one-liner that you were just using then, Auntie? Like when you get into a momentum and a flow of that beautiful language. Just give me a line.
Yeah. So I'm feeling my way forward. All the pieces are coming together.
All of the pieces are coming together, which feels like relief. It feels like ease. It feels like trust, you know. And so you can see, like, in order to, like, because the words and the affirmative statements are there to actually make us feel something. And, you know, when we all tune into Andy, because he's such a master of it, he gets into this, like, delicious flow of the words, and then you suddenly start to feel it, and you start to feel it, and so he takes you on the journey, right? But when it comes to you now, as you walk away from our podcasts and you go into your journal and you go to actually become the master of this conversation in your own mental atmosphere, your job is to keep learning the sentences, but then learn how to invest as well. So which feels like can help you undress the statement to the energetics that it's supposed to offer to you. And for the early stages of this, if you're really trying to learn a language and to really adopt this quite deeply, I really recommend that you actually put into the journal how it feels when you look at that statement, how it feels when you look at the next sentence, how it feels when you actually dissect that everything is working for me, no thing is against me. Oh, what that feels like. It feels like expansion, it feels like confidence, it feels like strength, you know. And so this way you're actually tapping into the vibratory magic of this work. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Well said, Kat. Yeah, feeling into it. So right now, feel into and journal. Like I've been journaling now for a year, and it really does make a difference. And I know you've heard that before, just like, people telling you to meditate, journal. But these tools are when you're writing, you are at your most focused. You're at your most focused. Like there's nothing more powerful than when you're putting pen to paper, not typing, pen to paper, and you're writing, you are incredibly focused and you're letting the words come through. And the more you can write pen to paper and write the story, script out the scene. How does it feel? Where are you at? Who are you with? I mean, you've heard these things before, but again, it comes back down to, are you doing it? Are you doing it? Because I've scripted my Shopify store into existence. I scripted my coaching practice into existence. I've scripted relationships into existence.
Yes.
And it's like, you mean all I have to do is write it into existence? Yes.
Yeah.
You can write anything into existence. Go ahead.
Here's the anticlimax in all of it. Because, maybe you get this too, Annie. People ask you, well, what's the advanced course look like? And it's like, well, the bit where you do it. Like we all know about meditation. We all know about the journaling. You know about scripting. But it always blows my mind that whenever I have a wobble, if something in life is challenging me, that the actual answer is to just go back to basics. And it's like, it is the anticlimax. It's like, oh shit, like you're telling me that all I needed to do was click my heels 3 times. Like, yes, actually. You needed to go back to the journal and begin right where you are with what you got. Start by doing a little bit, and then you can do a little bit a lot, and you get into a momentum. But never, ever, ever underestimate the power of the basics. The basics.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just so true. And it's like we're looking for something more complex, more clever, more cathartic. Like maybe I need to go and do some more breath work. No, man. You need to actually disengage from what's not working and start to actually use your pen and start to write the possibilities and connect with the energies of the answers. And it's always true, no exceptions. That the real problem here is just that you're focused in the wrong direction.
Right? Coming back to the focus thing, that's another one of the big manifesting mistakes is, and I know Kat talks about that in Nowism, our attention. We're paying with our currency of attention and focus. And we're so distracted. We have a million things coming at us from phones and text messages and emails and meetings and reminders and download the new app and try this new technique. And I love coming back to the basics, coming back to a positive attitude, an attitude of appreciation and gratitude, an attitude of ease and flow, not making a big deal about it. And one of the big quote that really hit me hard, and I love to share it here, I think I've shared it before, is that wherever you are is just where you are. It's a moment in time. And right now you have the choice to feel good or the choice to feel bad. That's all it ever is. And the universe is just responding to your choice. And so right now you have all the reasons in the world why you could feel down and depressed and it's not fair. And you have all the reasons in the world why right now you could feel like this is the great awakening. I can shift my energy. I can go outside and take a walk. I can write down things I appreciate. I can make myself a cup of tea. I can meditate. Like meditation is so important. And yet so many people overlook it. Like it's the advanced stuff. Doing it is the advanced stuff. And you got to do it daily.
Yes. I've always found it so fascinating that the truth of the matter is that there is a miracle and it is literally evenly distributed and there's always good present. In fact, if we had to make a list of what's working compared to what's not working, we would run out of space in the universe to write out what's working because there is so much relentless goodness. Like the broadcast of the good news is so powerful and it's so inexhaustible that it's ridiculously flooded. And yet isn't it interesting that through the power of our precious attention that we can zero in on a few things that are disrupting our lives or something that's not working, and we can, through our precious attention, inflame the interpretation and make it seem so big. Like the truth is that the miracle is always here. The only thing that changes is you and your own broadcasting facility. You're either tuned into the miracle or you're tuned into the lack or loss or fear or limitation. But the truth of the matter is that the broadcast is available at all times. It's you that needs to choose to tap into that frequency. But the fact of the matter is it's always present. It is always present. The abundance is always here. The overflow is always here. The well-being is always here. The harmony, always here. Grace, well-being, vitality, wholeness, power, bliss, rapture. It's always, always here. But we have to, sometimes you've got to drag your consciousness there. You've got to really choose. You've got to induce your consciousness to actually notice it due to the circumstances that you're in. But isn't it good to know that it's not actually missing? The only thing that needs to happen is you just have to tune out of that other frequency and tune into this more broad frequency. It's much more powerful frequency. And as you do, it will take over. And that is the grace that has been handed to us in this divine design. We are not separate. We are not small. The lie of the limitation is actually quite funny. You know how much energy it takes to pretend to be unabundant? Like, it actually takes so much energy to pretend to be in lack. Because if you look at the grains of sand and the leaves on trees and the hairs on head, Andy is an exception. We're looking at like such a fullness of life. There's a fullness of life everywhere expressing. And so, like, in order to actually believe in lack takes a lot of creative muscle. And isn't that funny? I think it's hilarious.
It is that we do, and we've all done it. I've done it. You get so hooked into the illusion, and everything you just said there was so poetic. There were so many great moments in that, Kat. Wow. Yeah, there are so much happening. Like when I was just last week, I was in Breckenridge snowboarding with the family. And every day when I was on the mountain, you can really, sometimes you really have to get out of your stuff, your life, your day-to-day stuff, to really give yourself that, I'm on the mountain, it's blue sky, sunny, everybody's out there having fun. I'm snowboarding on a mountain. It's just incredible. The people on the ski lift rides up are fun and engaging. And yes. It's just like you can feel the glory. You can feel the grace. You can feel it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And, we can't always take a vacation or get away, but you can every day, you can journal yourself into that kind of state of being. You can meditate yourself into a state of detachment, which is the next mistake we're going to talk about, and then we'll start to wrap it up.
It's beautiful.
Detaching from how you think it should be, how you think it should unfold, because your mind can only grasp so much because of your beliefs and what you can visualize, but your higher mind even can see it better. And so detaching is an art. And remember, you're always after the feeling. And so go ahead and visualize it and see, the blue colored car and the house on the mountain and your lover, but then detach and allow something even more amazing, but hold on to the feeling. We talked about that a little bit last week, but Kat, I know you've got some insights on the art of detachment.
Yes. The art of detachment, it's, I gravitate straight away to making the non-physical world more real. And so, meditation is obviously like the shortcut to the now on this one, because as we disengage from our name, our story, our place, our space, our jobs, our roles, our place in society, our desires, our memories, and everything in between, as you actually willingly drop it off, you start to re-emerge into source energy. And you have this beautiful feeling of the distance from your physicality for a few moments. We have this beautiful flight with the divine. And I feel like the art of non-attachment has a lot to do with making the spiritual world more real. And that's difficult. Again, we go to the five senses. If I can't hear it, taste it, smell it, touch it, like I don't totally believe it, you know, but yet here we are in a world of energy, a world of thinking, a world of emotion, frequency, vibration. The more that we exercise our attention in that direction, the more that we make it real. And the more that you hang out there, the more that you work with energy instead of stories, then the more tangible this entire practice becomes. But again, this is a devotion piece, isn't it? And so many people will say to me, geez, like, so you're trying to get me to deliberately daydream all day long outdoors. I'm like, well, yeah, actually, like, don't give up your daydream. You know, like
right.
We spend so much time in the density of time and space and circumstances and experiences and people and things and to-do lists. It's like, just step back underneath the hood here. Underneath this whole like time and space reality is the fabric of the universe, and it's made of light. It's made of wonder, enchantment, surprise, delight. Like there is more of an energetic world, but you've got to get interested, and that's very personal. It's like, you know, you start to think that you're a bit delulu, you know, but like there is another world, and you can tap into it. And so to have non-attachment. And in context of manifestation, actually putting it out there into the universe, what you want, whether it's a project to come into fruition or a relationship you'd love to see happen or more money in the bank, but to actually loosen your grip on how it should look and allow the universe to fill in the details. Now, again, this is such a trust piece because I always think it's quite funny when we try to tell the universe what we want. Like, actually, when you really have an awakening moment, and usually through crisis, like when you actually yield to the divine, you realize it's pretty funny to keep dictating to it, the almighty Alpha and Omega, the omnipotent, omnipresent, omniactive energy that holds it all together. Like, it's pretty funny to keep telling it what you want. I'm pretty sure it knows more about what you want than you do. So, you know, but actually loosening your grip on how it should look and cultivating a trust and just knowing that this thing will manifest or its equivalent or its, you know, more beneficial equivalent, and allowing yourself to be in an adventure with the unknown instead of a anxious attachment to I've got to hustle and make this happen. The idea is we don't make it happen, but rather we make it welcome. We become the condition. You become an instrumentality for the divine, and then it will breathe you into the places and spaces. But our obsession with it being in a certain way, by a certain day, with a certain person, in a certain way, is just, it is so limiting to what the universe wants to do through you. And so I know that I've learned this the hard way, where I've had to loosen my Olympic-sized grip on how something should look.
Yeah.
You know, particularly in relationships. You know, I think that relationships is one of the great initiators. It's like, you know, you think that something's working, you think that you're on track, and then you end up getting dragged, you know, and it's like, you know, what if there's something else that's trying to emerge here? And so this is non-attachment. This is being more parked in the divine realms where you understand that you are fueled and funded by the divine and putting your trust in a different place, actually. The only real insurance plan that you need in this life is you and Omni. I call it Omni, call it God, call it the living intelligence, the universe, whatever source. That's your real insurance plan. Get it right there. And understand how to unlock the magic in the mundane and be in a flow. That way then, as you put it out there into the universe, the things that would be nice to experience in this life, you can let it go knowing that it's not, your happiness isn't hooked up to you having that thing or it manifesting in a certain way, but rather it's just a fun ride. It would be fun. And again, back to the seventh sense, which is your sense of humor, you will rendezvous with the most beautiful things through being easy about it. The universe favors the playful. It really does. That was a lot, Andy. What do you want to say about it?
Right. I loved one of my favorite quotes from you is you don't make it happen, you make it welcome. And that your desires are between you and the universe, from omnipresence, from all that is. And so you don't have to micromanage other people and other things. You focus on your desire and knowing that it's given. When you've asked, it's given and it's instant. And then we've got to get into the 7 sense. We got to be more playful. And there's a lot more mistakes. But then also I want to say, you don't have to know all the mistakes. You don't have to know. You just have to be more in tune with you and your feeling and your guidance of what's working, what's not working, and allowing yourself to be more satisfied, more appreciative, more grateful, what I call SAG, be more SAG, S-A-G, satisfied, appreciative, grateful, and journal more, meditate more, watch some funny videos, get out of the, I'm going to make it happen, it's not working, I'm broken, it doesn't work, it's all a bunch of crap. It does work, you are it, it's happening right now. And the more we can lighten up and play, you'll stop making the mistakes because you'll be feeling your way into the next moment. You'll be celebrating even the contrast. That's another topic, but we're going to start to wrap it up. This has been so juicy. We could go on and on manifesting mistakes.
I know, right? Look at us.
Yeah.
So if you have enjoyed the Wake the F Up podcast today, and if you have found delicious ways to unravel mistakes that you are making in manifestation, we would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear about your most juiciest takeaways. Please send us your questions too. Like, share, subscribe to all the things. If you want to know more about the Dool stuff, then please go to andydooley.com and check out the Manifestors Cafe. And if you'd like to know more about the game of Nowism, if you would like to build a toolbox for your consciousness, go to catdoors.com and check all the things out. We've got weekly classes. We've got the full game of Nowism. So much things to play with. Andy, always a pleasure. Thanks for turning up, my brother.
Thank you, Kat. You rocked it again and again. Can't wait to listen to this again and take some of my own notes.
Big loves, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.